What's happening with my dog Chimichanga? What happened with Amazon? What happened with the company formerly known as Facebook? What's up with that? We have a lot to talk about.
What a time to be alive. This is one of those things, guys. This is like, I've been thinking about this all year. I think I sound a little less crazy every time I talk about the metaverse now. And I'm kind of excited that Facebook did what it did because
Yeah. It
I,
really
I,
validates just they're all in. They're making an investment. And
yeah, can we play devil's advocate before we go down this mousetrap? Because like I think Jordan has some big news to announce today, and you have some big news to announce today,
It's like
Dave.
really minor
yes.
news.
No, to our
Way to
community,
sell
it's
it.
huge news. To our community, it's huge news because the littlest movement in Jordan's thinking is huge news. So, but I want to play devil's advocate when it comes to the metaverse. I'm constantly thinking, is this 3D printing all over, or is this VR all over again? Because if you remember, 3D printing had this moment when everyone was like, it's going to change the
Yeah.
world now. And I think it will change the world way later. VR,
Do you remember
same
the
thing.
moment that that Segway was going to change the world for forever? Like
I
it's going to
never,
change transportation. That was like
yeah.
the story of 1999 or something.
Yeah, I think anytime you approach one of these topics, whether it's crypto, NFT, any of this stuff, right? Like the metaverse now, you have to have a skeptical mindset. You have to be realistic because it gets real easy to get caught up in all this stuff. And when in reality, it could take a hell of a lot longer, if
Yeah.
ever, to happen, right? We just don't know. I mean, do you remember when back in 1999, 2000, when we thought shopping malls were going to be empty and gone within 5 years? Like they were going to disappear by 2005? Well,
Yeah.
guess what? They didn't disappear. They've changed, but they definitely haven't disappeared. So I
Some
just
of
want to
them
keep that
disappeared.
mindset. Some of them
Like
have
North
disappeared,
Park
but
hasn't disappeared, but like some of these things have disappeared.
some of them have disappeared.
Yeah.
True. I listen. Let's get back to this. I think the metaverse and is maybe possibly one of the biggest stories of our lifetime. Meaning, I think it's one of the biggest changes to potentially
Yeah.
happen in our lifetime, which then means it's one of the largest opportunities to
Investable
invest and make
opportunities.
money in
Exactly.
our
That's we're
lifetime.
always
And I
looking for changes, and that's this is like a worldwide systematic difference that right now the very cutting edge are buying NFTs and are involved in the metaverse in some way. In 5 years, in 10 years, do you see the metaverse being bigger than it is today or smaller? That's it.
definitely
That's the
bigger. Even
question.
even if Dave, even if the metaverse doesn't turn into what we all think it might turn into, it will absolutely be bigger. That is, I think that's a fact. We're not financial advisors, by the way. These are our opinions. It's a fact in my head. Okay, fact in my head.
Everything's
But I
a,
think I don't see any scenario where the metaverse gets smaller because it's been getting bigger every year. It's on that trajectory. I'll remind everybody that Fortnite is probably one of the biggest metaverses, right, to date that we've seen. Most of our kids have spent some time in it and spend a lot of time in it. Um, so I think, one thing really important. Do you guys read? I don't know if you read that article, the announcement by Zuckerberg. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? But whatever you feel about Zuck, I think that was a really powerful announcement when he announced the change name to Meta and why he's doing it. It's the metaverse will not be controlled by one company. It truly will be built by creators. The metaverse will be built by creators and developers. And it's not about having us spend more time on our phones or online. It's about us making more of the time that we spend online through social, right? It's about connecting on a deeper level through social. It's about the concept of not having those boundaries if you want to connect with your family. And you can't connect with your family every day. You can do so in a more intimate way, or your friends, or increasing the potential points of contact for you to meet new people. I have to tell you, since COVID, I have met more new people and developed more relationships, oddly, than I have in the last 10 or 15 years, just here in the last 2 years, because I've done it over Zoom, I've done it over Discord, I've done it in these different communities I'm a part of now.
Yeah.
And it's very
I would
to
say
me.
number wise, I'm now interacting with more people. The level of closeness and engagement is smaller, but I think that's where like technology and the metaverse expanding is gonna make that a little bit closer, right? It's gonna blend reality and this online only universe.
Yeah, Dave, I was in, those mall places where you can experience VR. They have one
Mm-hmm.
at North Park. AMC, it's a division of AMC, actually. First of all, the technology is not great. It's not nearly as good as I thought it would be. But there's this moment where you're standing with a full VR headset and there's screens all around you. And it, like the one that I did, it takes you down and lowers you over a cliff onto this beautiful beach where there's
Mm-hmm.
like a beach hut, and then you like kind of settle on the beach, even though the technology was nowhere near where it needs to be. And I know that will get corrected. For a moment, I was thinking I could actually just stay here for hours and enjoy this beach with my VR headset. It is that nice. And when they increase the tech 10x, 20x, 30x, like it really is a game changer in terms of bringing you into new worlds. And imagine if everything was holograph, right? You could holographically interact with real people or people's avatars. I don't know, or a combination of the
I
two.
feel like we're at the point. Do you remember the old clip of the Today Show where I think it's like Jane Pauley and Bryant Gumbel where they're trying to explain what the internet is, and they say, well, yeah, it's this thing where you just put the little A with a circle sign, and then you can like send a letter through it, and it's like we don't even understand where this all could go, but we have to be open to the idea of it's going to go, and it's going to be bigger. And we're gonna sound like an idiot when we look back and talk about what we thought that this could be. We're gonna sound idiotic.
Well, let me say this. I talk about NFTs all the time, and I really do feel that part of my thesis on NFTs is the explosion of the metaverse. But what if the metaverse goes in the direction where it's not necessarily about avatars and it's all human holograph, and it becomes super weird
Yeah.
if you try to have any representation through an avatar? That could be maybe not the best thing for NFT, at least the avatar sector of NFTs. So I think a lot of people are assuming that the metaverse is going to be you being whoever you want to be and having all these fake things, right? But what if it's so real that it kind of displaces that? But even so, listen, I don't know. I think the metaverse will be massive. I just don't know what it will look like yet. If I look at the metaverses out there right now, they're not really places that I want to spend time in at all.
Yeah.
At all. So I think this is going to be one of those things that is going to take a lot longer to play out than people anticipate. But I do think it's the type of thing that once it actually comes through and happens, and I think Zuckerberg was talking about his goal was to have, what was it, 100 million people in the metaverse. I think once that happens, it will be a game changer unlike we've ever imagined, because imagine the ability to interact with brands and experiences and concerts.
But you're already interacting with brands, and the internet is, Facebook already is a metaverse. It's just not this.
Dave,
are you saying the metaverse is going to be this 3D representational, wear goggles and wander around a artificial shopping mall? Or are you
let me tell you,
the
it's
like
interaction,
a network, an interconnected, just a one step closer to being there, but not like what is your vision of what the metaverse is even
interaction with brands sucks right now. Like I remember in like the early 2000s, I was working in digital advertising, the real birth of digital advertising, and I remember telling everybody I knew, this stinks. The pop-ups, the generic ads. I was like, you guys have no idea where this is going. Every ad in 10 years is going to be laser targeted to you based on, I remember I used to tell the story about how they're going to know where you're going, when you're going there, and who you are to put the perfect ad in front of you. And we are there right now. We're like pretty much there, if not for the government forcing a lot of these companies to like remove their targeting now, right? We're there. But here's the thing.
We were there even then, though. There were the ability to have the location on your phone connect to, like, I remember even in '99 when I left Yahoo, we had the technology. It was called like.
You didn't have as much information targeted to the individual as you do now.
Or the ability, Jordan, to actually make use of that through an ad network, right? That would be targeted in that fashion.
Right, in real time as you're serving up an ad.
But I'm talking about the experience of it. And let me explain what I'm getting at here. I think it's insane that if you think, let's just talk about music and concerts. So many people would love to go to this concert and that concert and that concert. Yet the number of people that actually go to concerts is so tiny because why? First of all, you could only sell so many tickets. Second of all, it's crazy expensive. Third of all, you have to be in a geographic area when that person happens to be there and available to see that concert at that moment in time, right? So imagine just the concept of experiences like concerts playing out through the metaverse to where it is like 98% as real as the real thing. That, and you get to experience it with your friends, right? Like with people you know from around the world. Like that is a game changer. And that's just like one little thing of concerts, right? And if you imagine everything else, how about family reunions? How many people actually get to have an in-person family reunion? You have to be from a wealthy family generally for people to be able to fly around the world or country to go see each other. It's hugely a pain in the butt, expensive. Like we do it, but like we're not representative of the average person in the world. How great would it be for everyone get to do regular family reunions and have it be 95% as good as being there in person? That is a game changer for just life, like the quality of life in general. And when you start to bring all of these things, if you were interacting with brands, right, not as like an advertisement necessarily, but if like you're seeing it in the Nokia theater or whatever. Why am I using Nokia as a term from like the 90s? AT&T, whatever, but like that had that branding all over it. And instead of them paying all that money to have 50,000 people in an arena, there were 50 million people in that arena, right? Like how much of a game changer is that for AT&T? And instead of having a static neon sign up, right, AT&T could have just mind-blowingly cool stuff happening at the concert related to AT&T, right? And again, that's a terrible example.
That's a terrible example because I don't even want to look at mind-blowing advertising content.
But what if it was done in such a way? Listen, I always go back to advertising because I think at the end of the day, there's opportunities for revenue here, right? And they're endless. And I think
that's the only thing, right? So like if there's no revenue, then there's no point. And so that's what really this all boils down to for Facebook is that they're realizing that they're missing out on these younger audiences, and so they've got to capitalize on that, right? They've basically turned Facebook into Boomer Book. Instagram's starting to slip away, and they have to reach.
Well, how ridiculous is it, Jordan, that an ad today is still an interstitial like thing that happens between flipping screens on Instagram or on TikTok? Like that is so dumb. That is so like not integrated into the way that that brand should be interacting with us, because they're restricted to screen real estate and having to like stick themselves in the middle of something else that we're doing, right? There are just, if they could interject themselves into our lives in a way that's super relevant. And let me take that AT&T example away. And rather than it be AT&T, there's just hyper customizable ways for us to be introduced to new brand experiences, new companies, new products, new vehicles, all of it, right? Through the things that we're actually doing inside the metaverse. So it just connects with us in a different way. I think I see it really clearly the same way that I saw the granularity of ad targeting in the early 2000s unfolding in the 2010s, which has happened. So I agree, Jordan, the ad and the revenue pressure is what's going to push the metaverse forward, because I'll tell you right now, we're working on this ice cream venture, right, with Dylan. and we're doing it in New York, and we don't like, Dylan's a creator. Dylan does not want to advertise ever, right? He just wants to connect with people, and he wants to build communities. So
But
we're trying to figure.
he is advertising, right? And so, but his advertising is more natural. Now, you're
Yes.
talking the difference between how a creator advertises, which is by utilizing a platform. How does the platform, generate revenue?
Oh, okay.
Off of that?
Let me explain, Jordan. So like, if we're going to be launching, and I don't want to get into the specifics of all the amazing things we're going to be launching with Dylan's ice cream brand, but if Dylan always needs to reach new audiences, right? If Dylan, what he throws ice cream around, he has fun with it, he interacts with people. Like if he was able to do something in the metaverse, right, and have interaction with people in just an amazing way beyond what he does even today on TikTok and YouTube. I don't know exactly what that looks like, but if everybody's in the metaverse, right, it just opens up so many opportunities for just like, okay, he's a creator, but he's also creating a brand. He wants to create one of the world's most connected brands. How do you do that? You don't do that by serving ads. You do that by actually connecting with people. And the metaverse is an opportunity for lots and lots of connections that are more authentic than traditional advertising. And I think it's a game changer. I think the big question today, and I don't know that we're going to have all the answers, is where is the money in the metaverse? Okay, where is the money? And I want to challenge the Dumb Money community in our Discord, dumbmoney.tv/Discord. Can we please maybe change the NFT channel to just meta or metaverse, right? Because I want to think about NFTs.
But don't you think the conversation around NFTs is a separate conversation? The NFTs are a component of the metaverse. It's one investable portion of the metaverse, but it's not the metaverse.
Maybe we have a separate
there are
metaverse
also
channel
coins that are investable on the metaverse, right? So you've got what's the game? So there's a Play Sandbox, so you can invest in they've got coins.
Yeah, Axie Infinity has their tokens.
What's that?
Axie Infinity is another one.
Yeah, Axie Infinity, that's another one. You can just buy the tokens, right? So you don't even have to buy an NFT. And so with those things, you could invest that way.
There's a great, I'm reading some of the comments here, and a company that we were invested in early on as a private company that I've actually sold almost all of my shares. I don't think you guys have. The more I think about it, is about as ideally suited as possible for the metaverse. Unity. I mean, Unity.
I kept
literally
yeah.
That was Lays. Lays, thanks for reminding us about Unity. I think Unity absolutely is like right there when it comes to the metaverse. They basically have staked their entire future on basically on augmented reality, virtual reality, on all the engine, right? The gaming engine behind that, being able to build that out. Unity is potentially a huge play. And I'm going to look back into Unity again. I might actually increase my stake back in Unity.
Yeah, I sold my Unity also, which I feel really dumb for selling. But it was also like a 6x, right? So it's tough to...
I don't think we can have a conversation about the metaverse and the way to best make money off it without talking about crypto, because the metaverse is global. Okay, the metaverse might actually, I read an article where it was like the metaverse might be the way. Is it the way that we connect with other civilizations and like other universes, like not physically, but through the metaverse? I mean, I'm not even going to go down that road right now, but let's just talk about, on Earth, if the metaverse is a thing and the metaverse blows up, can we all agree that that is a perfect setup for crypto? And if it's a perfect setup for crypto, what coin is it? Ethereum? And this is where I want to go back to Jordan and Dave, because I think both Jordan and Dave, are making some moves. And Jordan, you've been against crypto for a long time.
I've never been against crypto. I've never been against crypto.
You've never been for it because you felt that it didn't really provide utility, the type of utility that was real. And I think you're the type of pragmatic mind that you never invested in gold for that reason, because gold generally has virtually no utility, right? It has some utility, but not equatable to its value.
It's got industrial use utility, and people make rings out of it. But
Yes, but it's not equivalent to its value. That's not how gold is valued, right? So why don't you talk about the process you've gone through? And I think you're starting to turn the corner, not for all of crypto, but you're starting to see a little bit more utility. And now I don't want to put the words in your mouth, but you might be considering an investment in crypto for the first time in your life.
Oh no, I bought some Ethereum, right? I feel like that's a normal thing to do.
All right, there it is. He's so casual.
I'm dipping my toes. But no, I mean, figure you have to know about these things, right? And so, is this the best way to capitalize on some of the things that are going on right now? Maybe, maybe not. I think there are certain things that I'll still don't think that I'll ever do in crypto, and that is, I'll never buy an NFT that is a GIF. Thanks, Dave.
How about a GIF?
Gorilla or something. I just won't do it because it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't provide any utility to me. But
that's because you don't live in the metaverse.
I do see a use case for NFTs, and metaverse and gaming and things like that, I think, are the perfect use case for NFTs. And so I think with Ethereum, basically you're betting on the platform, and Ethereum is the basis for a lot of these. The other one being Solana, I think would be a good choice, and it's one that I'm open to holding on to also. But I'm not a gamer. I'm not a picture collector, so if there was an NFT that made sense to me, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I'm not into the GIFs, and I don't play games.
That was that little combination of words was the most passive aggressive jab. Picture collector. Picture collector. He chose those words very carefully.
Yeah.
He just wanted
because he doesn't want to he doesn't piss off the art world, but he's saying that pixels aren't art. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's something. It's something. It's a no, but I get it.
That's all right.
I understand what people are doing, and I think the biggest thing with some of these NFTs that, again, I won't ever buy, is that you're buying into a community. Now, I have communities that I like to deal with, and so I've got friends and things, so I don't need to buy those friends. But if you were looking to purchase some communities or friends, and maybe you could do that through an NFT, and that would be perfectly acceptable. I'm not that person, but that's,
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! There's a little bit of truth, by the way, in everything that Jordan says. There's a little bit of truth in everything that he says. Okay. It's true. Okay, so Dave,
with the whole thing, it is a community-based thing, especially with some of these, like Chris likes to call them blue chip projects. I could totally understand how that would be something that somebody would be interested in being a part of.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's the art, and I think there is definitely artistic value, because art sometimes is more valued based on its representation of a cultural movement and a point in time that was really an impactful time. I think CryptoPunks encompasses everything that the birth of the NFT movement was about, and it's such I think CryptoPunks are just such a special project. I think Bored Ape ultimately will be as well. I also think the new Clone X project that's coming out from Artifact, which are the first truly detailed three-dimensional avatars that are really built for the metaverse. That comes out in a week or two. I think that will be a special project I'm invested in. All of these, obviously. But Jordan, I respect what you're saying. I love Ethereum and Solana, and I totally agree that if the metaverse is coming, even if it takes longer than we anticipate it for it to get here, I think that they'll be built on Ethereum and Solana and other cryptos that have utility and allow us to transact in the metaverse for sure. Game changer.
Now, when people say the metaverse, that's the only thing that really kind of throws me for a loop, because the way that I understand it right now, there's no the metaverse. There are metaverses, right? There's different platforms. And right now, it doesn't appear that anything's really transferable between them. And so that's where I don't really know what Facebook's goal is. Are they going to create their own siloed? Or are they wanting to interoperate with some of these that are already existing? I've got more questions.
I bet you that Facebook is primarily focused on ad revenue. So because of that, I bet you they are going to be super open to not having it be siloed and having it be way more open than Facebook was and Instagram has been in the past. And they're not as concerned about having to own the cryptocurrency because they already tried to go down that path and look at how it worked. I bet you that Zuckerberg is open to allowing. I think he understands that he can't. It's just not going to work. If he tries to pull that off, no one will have anything to do with it. But if he allows it to be
point, so we just had a comment. I'm going to butcher this. Wasim, I'm guessing. AR is the future. VR is a smaller niche, and that's another thing. Are they going to try to get into AR to where they're just trying to augment natural experiences? Are they going to try to create their own worlds through VR? Now, I remember the first time that I heard of some of these AR type projects. Dave and I were sitting beside each other at the Capital Factory, and Dave got pitched. What was that one called? Something World.
Oh,
yeah.
It's a
Super
something world.
Super World.
And it was.
And basically, people were buying digital real estate, but it was
tied to real places in the real
physical
world. So it's basically in this one particular metaverse, you could buy Times Square, and that was you could then sell it to someone else. I didn't invest in it. I never really understood why that would be the only way you could buy Times Square. Why couldn't I just whip up my own metaverse and say, okay, well, here's super duper world.
Right, and so that's the thing, is you don't know which metaverse is going to win out yet, right? And so it's a little bit early to try to put all your, eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and so I want to talk about something that's super interesting. I don't know if I texted you guys this yesterday, but a friend of a friend was in a meeting yesterday, and there is a guy who actually has a ton of land in, I think, the Sandbox and a couple of the other ones, and he has a full-time real estate broker who acquires, sells, manages, and leases out that land. He also has 70 horses in the NFT platform Zedrun, and has a full-time stable manager who is breeding NFT digital horses and racing those horses full-time. That's a full-time position right there. And then there's another one, I think you mentioned earlier, Dave. What?
What do you do with these digital horses once you...
You race them. You race them for money. You race them for Ethereum, Dave. And so you race and breed horses. And I bought my first chicken yesterday that I'm going to be breeding and racing in Chicken Derby. It's a Polygon NFT.
Fighting them. Is it chicken fighting?
They're not. It's not chicken fighting. It's chicken racing.
Okay.
It's Polygon chicken derby. I got a really nice chicken, and I think we'll do well together.
Right. So is this another this is a game that the NFT?
That is a game, and I think games will be. It is a game. I think games are obviously going to be a big part of the metaverse. Obviously, for obvious reasons, gaming is a huge part of the metaverse already, and that will continue to be. The question is, will the gaming become more interlinked, right, in terms of being able to carry characters and money across one game to another? That's kind of the big question right now. No one knows exactly how that's going to all play out. Again, more questions than answers. I think there will be a large period of creative destructionism when it comes to the metaverse, just like anything else. I don't think we could pick winners today. So what we're trying to do is, regardless of who wins, I think, are there some opportunities that it doesn't really matter where the winner is, because they're going to win. Ethereum.
You just pick some foundational technologies, like we already mentioned. Unity. Do you
Unity?
I think Kevin brought up Matterport in Twitter earlier today. I'm sure he had a video about it. I don't know much about them.
Yeah. Well, see, I think you're right. It's the creative destructionism makes it a little too early and risky for me to want to put substantial amounts of money into it. Right? Like, playing around with the occasional, you breeding your chicken or whatever it is. I mean, that's a way to play this. But I'm not gonna put $100,000 into a chicken. I might consider that for a CryptoPunk, something that
Chris,
has.
Did you put that into a chicken? Did you put $100,000 into your chicken?
No, it's a few $1,000s. No, just a few $1,000s.
But each of these little things that you're dabbling with a few $1,000s ends up is there any kind of longer term vision for that? Is that going to just disappear? I remember Dave, early in crypto, there was a whole bunch of coins that we were collecting them on Binance, And then it was like, okay, well, all of these have gone to garbage except for Ethereum and Bitcoin and, just the handful of ones that we knew were the legit ones. Remember when you called, I was on vacation, you called me, I was standing on a beach, and you told me the Internet of Things is going to be the next great thing, and you had me buy IOTA. I don't recall how that did. Let me just pull up a chart.
IOTA, I was all about IOTA.
We were so into that.
That was a long time ago, though, right?
That was years
that was a long
ago,
time ago.
Dave. I have not pulled up a price chart on IOTA in forever. I'm almost
the whole concept with that coin was that like your devices could spend IOTA, right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
It seemed like a great concept to me.
So I just pulled
Dave,
up
it's doing well. IOTA's doing well, Dave. Look, it's basically it's higher than where it was when I told you about it.
I have to hide Sol because that throws off all my things. No, IOTA. I could only get an IOTA USDT.
No,
chart,
just pull an IOTA chart on
it's higher than
CoinDesk.
Yes, it's higher than when you told me about it, but that's if being in anything else would have been better.
Well, yeah, I mean it was down for like 2 years, but look at that pop this year, man, in IOTA. So you would have been totally fine. You would have made money. You stayed in I might still have IOTA somewhere. I gotta check that out.
Well, you should probably check your wallet.
I'll never figure it out. All right, here's the thing. I think there are some trades here. I do like Unity. I do like Ethereum. I do like Solana. I think Matterport's one we'll have to look into. I don't want to mess around with Facebook necessarily as a metaverse play until I see more. I feel like we'll have an opportunity to see what Facebook has done in the metaverse before we have to make a decision on should we invest in Facebook based on the metaverse or not. I have another thesis. By the way, I do like buying some of these smaller NFTs because that's how I learn. And a lot of times they work out, sometimes they don't work out, but I learn by doing. So by actually buying a chicken and racing it, I can connect with that side of the NFT or the metaverse in a way that I can never connect with them just by reading an article. So I actually enjoy going through the process and doing it. I think just like art, because I think a lot of people are very concerned about NFTs right now. And I do want to talk about NFTs for a moment because there are so many NFTs coming out every day, 10,000 of this, 10,000 of that. They're all like slightly different from the last one. Just like art, how much art is there in the world? So much of it. There's just so much of it. How many restaurants are there in the world? Insane number of restaurants open up every year, right? But that just substantiates the market for those things. And what happens is those that survive, okay, and I think CryptoPunks are going to survive, it just makes them that much more impressive that among the 8 million NFT projects that came out, here's only a few of them that are still around that their communities are now stronger than ever because they've lasted through that creative destructionism and they're still around. I think there's a real opportunity in NFT and it's really focused around Coinbase's marketplace. We know that Coinbase is coming out with a marketplace. It's going to happen in, I think, early 2022. They have 1.5 million people on the wait list. There are currently only 100,000 NFT wallets. I think unique people in NFTs right now. I think there's 170,000 wallets, but there's some duplication. So it's estimated to have about 100,000 people trading NFTs right now. You have 1.5 million on a wait list at Coinbase. Another 60 million in Coinbase. Some portion of those 60 million are going to get in the NFT game, okay? Just like they got into the...
They were going to get in with... Why wouldn't they just get in now if they were planning on doing it?
Why? Are you kidding me? It's insanely difficult to
You've
open
been
up
on the
a
group
wallet.
Text. Yeah, nobody knows how to open up a
you get your
wallet.
MetaMask transferred over. You do.
Jordan, you're an engineer, dude. You're an engineer. Like no one is as smart as you. People just don't like dealing with that. The same way that people didn't buy Doge until it became available on Robinhood, and then everybody bought Doge because it was sitting there and it was the one way for them to participate. Yeah. This is what we have to realize. when Coinbase
I just feel like there's so
opens-
many videos on the internet of like how to do this.
I made
And
one.
people will walk you through it. I mean, it is not rocket science. Sure, you
it
get to
is
start
a
at like one of the major exchanges, and then you get your wallet, and you start moving it around.
perfect example. All the dads in my neighborhood are all trading, not trading, but like invested in crypto somehow through Robinhood or like whatever, because it's or Coinbase. They're all in Coinbase or Robinhood, and they're all in like various crypto. None of the dads in my neighborhood are owning NFTs. None of them. Zero, right? Just zero. But if they put NFTs on Coinbase or Robinhood or anything else that they're already on and make it so easy for them to click a button to buy an NFT, they're going to read a story in the Wall Street Journal about this NFT or on the Today Show. They're going to see something, and then they're going to see it on Robinhood or Coinbase and be like, "Oh, that's cool. I got to do that." The kid's going to tell them about it, and they're going to do it. So it's a game changer, I think. I'm all about arbitraging the expansion of markets, and we're seeing a mechanical expansion of markets here unlike we've ever seen in our lifetime, because there's simply no way to mechanically do something until you can mechanically do it, and that is the cleanest arbitrage opportunity in the world. And what's fascinating about the Coinbase marketplace,
cleanest arbitrage opportunity in the world is actually making NFTs. So like those are the guys that are making the most money right now. Is people?
I mean,
they'll get the artist, right? They'll create their 10,000 NFTs and they mint them, and then the guys
Why
that
have
are
we not
behind
done
that are making
that?
all the money right now.
Why have we not hired some like famous artist and just minted 10,000 unique things? That's it.
I know.
That's the whole formula right now, and it happens over and over again, and they all seem to sell out if you get enough hype around them.
Not all.
Well, right now we're in a little bit of a slump for the 10,000 item NFTs, but
yes, but listen.
But I do agree with your thesis on Coinbase becoming the easy, low barrier to entry to try out NFTs for the first time, because
but wait, Dave,
you and I know how easy it is, but
there's
as soon
a difference.
as
It's not just NFTs, it's Solana NFTs. Coinbase is not going to come out with just Ethereum-based NFTs. That's the game changer. So when you're on Coinbase, for the first time, it's going to be just as easy to buy a Solana NFT as it would an Ethereum NFT. And then who wants to pay the gas fees at that point? So this is a really interesting moment, I think, for Solana, unless Ethereum 2.0 is ready to go by that point in time.
But I've heard even that is not as efficient as Solana. Jordan probably knows.
Well, Solana's just crazy efficient, right? It almost doesn't make sense how efficient it is compared to the rest of the cryptocurrencies.
It's just a completely different mechanic. The mechanics of how it operates are just totally
it's a different
right?
chain technology.
Yeah.
It's
like a multi-chain.
I mean, you're talking 400 millisecond block creation versus like 10-second block creation. I mean, it's a different animal.
Yeah. So listen, but Dave, don't you? So what were you saying, Dave, about this being a way to experiment? Is that
well, it changes everything, because, like, remember when you and I were like figuring out how to buy these weird altcoins before anyone else had access to it, because we were like willing to do the research and open these weird accounts in foreign countries. Then Coinbase comes along, and then like my dad was trying to figure out how to buy it. Not really, but I remember there was a Thanksgiving dinner that was the discussion. All the old people were sitting around saying, "Oh yeah, I think I'm going to buy some of that Bitcoin. That sounds like a good thing to do." And it hit its all-time high, and then they had the crash, and then it's recovered. So hopefully everyone held on to their Bitcoin. But I mean, that was because they could easily go on their phone, download an app that is from a trusted U.S. company, and deposit money immediately, and just buy something, right? And if it was that easy to just say, "Oh yeah, I like this pixel art of whatever, I'll just buy it." It takes away the whole idea of, I think MetaMask, I think the word meta still scares people, and I think MetaMask scares people, and I think OpenSea, nobody knows what that is unless you watch YouTube videos. I say nobody. I'm saying I'm talking about like just people who watch this obviously know probably way more than we do about the metaverse. But
Dave, you're right. You're right.
Here's my Doge. I'm putting all my money in Doge. That was my announcement.
It's proven how many wallets exist with NFTs in them versus how many people own Doge. It's just there's no comparison. Like the number of people investing in these altcoins is exponentially higher than NFTs because they're accessible through regular platforms, right? And that's about to change. And so I see that as a massive short-term ARB opportunity. That's why I'm not giving up on NFTs, even though they are in a bit of a lull, a small bit of a lull here. Really not in terms of how much cash they're worth. The in terms of how much Ethereum they're worth, they've gone down a little bit, but the price of Ethereum has gone up so much.
It's propping up the
value,
market. Yeah, it's propping up the market, big time.
Yeah, cash value is still high. So what I think my trades here on the metaverse today are Ethereum, Solana, probably Unity, and then also a selection of NFTs that I think are either one, blue chip NFTs, or if not blue chip, NFTs that are going live on the
when is the Doge
Coinbase
Demi going to pump?
On the Coinbase marketplace, especially Cardano and or Solana NFTs, assuming that they are going to be available on the Coinbase marketplace. I think that is super interesting because it's going to level the playing field with Ethereum-based NFTs. Yeah. And I'm planning on keeping a close eye on any announcements of projects that are announcing that they're approved and intend to be live on the Coinbase platform, especially Solana and Cardano NFTs.
So similar to, like, I don't know if I know I didn't do it. I don't know if you did it, but we talked about perhaps just whenever a new coin gets listed on Coinbase, just because Coinbase has an audience, just buy some the day it gets listed. I don't even know if that would be a strategy that would work, but would you, like, just blindly, not caring what it is, if they did whatever it takes to get on the Coinbase marketplace, would you buy it just because it's there?
Well, I think I would buy it before it they'll be announced before the marketplace becomes live. So I would buy it off the marketplace before it goes on the marketplace, because those levels will be similar. So if you buy it in a private wallet a week or two before the Coinbase marketplace goes live, you will then own that NFT. If the NFT goes live on Coinbase, rockets up, then I would imagine the entire market for the NFT, even the ones that trade off of Coinbase, should float up to similar valuations. By the way, we haven't forgot Roblox. Roblox is, Jake, a super interesting metaverse play here. And I think just in general terms, if we're going to continue to be accepting of kind of metaverse concepts and building in the metaverse, especially with younger people, really no one else is better positioned than Roblox to take advantage of that change in mindset, right? Of people being very accepting of that. Because when you think about it, guys, imagine if the metaverse becomes so large, which I think it will, where it becomes a profession for a lot of people. And this is maybe a conversation for another day, but I think we're going to see a massive transition because of robotics, automation, and AI, and automation, if I didn't say that already, I think away from traditional jobs to creative jobs, okay, that are entertaining, creative, building, designing. A lot of that will exist inside of the metaverse. I think metaverse jobs are going to become a really big deal the next 20 years. And if that's true, every parent is going to want to have their kids building in Roblox, right? Because it's almost like a training ground for the metaverse. So I actually see Roblox as being able to it's like a tailwind, right, for that company. Wouldn't you agree?
I haven't really even thought about that, but yeah, I guess if you're sitting around playing a game where you're learning to build in 3D spaces, you're kind of like a designer who might be able to build this. I don't know. That's kind of a stretch.
Listen, it's not a stretch because that's how it's already happening, right? Like it's Roblox. It's just fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating what that company has done for those of us not watching it, right? To just the generation underneath us, like if you're age 6 to 20, how many of those kids grew up playing and building on Roblox, and it's only getting bigger every year. So again, interesting play. Oh, by the way, everyone keeps saying Shiba. Shiba
Inu. Dude, that's where that's my announcement. I'm buying $1 million of Shiba Inu, and I expect to be a billionaire by the end of the week.
Dave, I have a problem. I know for a fact, 99.9%, I bought it. I bought it back in, like, I don't know, whenever it first started to spike. I have no idea where I bought it.
Well, go back and watch every single episode, because I think you talked about it, and I think you had to do it somewhere in not your normal account because it wasn't available on Coinbase yet, right?
I can't find... If anyone could find the episode where we talked about how we were buying Shiba earlier this year, if you would please email chris@dumbmoney.tv and just tell me where I bought it.
Is there a bounty for this? Because it might be worth the research of watching every single live show we did. Right around the time when the news was breaking about it the very first time.
I don't want to guarantee a bounty, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to give a bounty to the first person that finds it and he emails me where I bought this thing. I have to find it, man. Like, it's driving me insane because I don't think I want to own it long term. It's not like I have that much of it. Oh, crap. I bought on Kraken, someone says. But I feel like I had issues getting on Kraken because, like, in Texas, I don't think we can trade. Are we able to trade on Kraken?
You can trade on Kraken. You cannot deposit money into Kraken. So you can deposit Bitcoin into it. They won't let you send a bank wire or, like, you can't send a wire for more than, like, $10,000 in Texas.
Okay, Michael, please email me, Michael. Let me know who you are, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll give you a bounty if that's true. I'll look into Kraken. See if I have a Kraken account somewhere.
I know you have a Kraken account because I think we set them up around the same time.
That would be awesome.
I don't have any Sheeb. I wish I had some Sheeb.
I bought Sheeb, and I want to say it was $10,000 to $20,000 a Sheeb at the time. And
yeah, you might have $1 billion right now.
No, it was. I bought it high. I bought it pretty high. I think it wasn't like I didn't buy it at its low point. That's for sure. Because
it was a while ago, though.
It was a while ago, so I'm going to look into that today. Do we want to have, I mean, we've been going on forever. Do we want to have the ice cream conversation now? Because technically the deadline is
I want to hear about Dave. Dave was going to say something about Amazon.
Oh, yes. What's that all about,
we do need
Dave?
to talk about. Hang on, I'm just looking up a Sheeb.
Real quick. Can I have a minute?
Yes, you can have a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to look up Kraken.
Mute yourself, because I can't mute you. So this is the quote for Sheeb. I don't know what this initial drop is. I don't know if that's just the way that they're reporting it or if it actually opened and went to zero. But if we get past that, what if you bought it on this day? What if you bought it even at this all-time high right here? You'd still be up 200%.
Oh, I have a pre-populated password on Kraken. It says it doesn't look right. I'm going to have to get help with that. Reset my password.
All I know is I was watching a TikTok earlier, and somebody had bought, like, a few grand worth of Shibu, and it's now worth $5 billion, and they hadn't touched it yet. I wonder if that's Camillo.
No. That's someone that bought it way
that might
early,
be.
Man. Oh my God.
You look like you're in Roblox right now. Does your internet need a reboot?
Oh, I'm not actually hardwired connected today. That's my bad.
I can tell.
I forgot.
Okay, so I don't have any major news other than what I've already said, that I've moved $1 million out of my brokerage account and into it's actually just sitting in my checking account right now because
you had a bunch of cash. You had sold some stuff and you have a bunch of cash, right?
Actually, at the time, no, it was. I was fully invested. I took out basically $1 million margin loan.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I moved it because I wanted to invest in some crypto, and my thought was I'll just dump it in Bitcoin as a safe place to drop it for a little bit. Safe, and then I'm in all the ones that we like. This is my coin diversity chart. So I'm mainly in Bitcoin right now, but I have about 20% ETH, 20% Sol, and just a little bit of Polkadot. And I like that. I don't know what I should buy. So I wanted to talk to the two of you to see what I should do with my $1 million, because I kind of want.
Buy HBAR.
What's HBAR?
Hedera, Hashgraph. I've heard it's kind of the narc crypto. Leon doesn't like it.
I don't know enough about it.
I
was thinking
like
initially I was thinking I'm going to
cryptocurrency.
put this into blue chip crypto. I was going to just do another Bitcoin and Ethereum split, and maybe a little bit into the up and coming Ethereum competitors, right? That was going to be what I did, and I just put it and then forget about it and don't look back. Hope that I make more than the 2% margin interest that I'm paying, because I don't want to sell my Amazon. I don't want to sell anything. I basically am taking out margin just because I don't want to sell any stocks, and I want to have more money in crypto, which I know seems weird to take out a margin loan to go buy crypto, but
I don't think that's
not really.
I actually think that's crazy, but for people that aren't me, I'm like, that's not crazy.
I don't think it's crazy at all. I think it's fantastic.
So then I also didn't know where to put it, because I have my Coinbase Pro account, and I was trying to do the research to figure out what the fees actually are.
Wait, hold on a second. You took a margin. How much is your margin? What's your rate?
2% or something.
It's
low.
okay.
It's low.
Because I've got a line of credit that I think is it's like LIBOR plus or something, and I think I pay like 1.25%. I'm wondering if that would be a better option.
It might be.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know.
But it's variable, right? And so if interest rates shoot up, then I guess
so is a margin. It's something
margin,
plus, 0.1 or something. It's like based on some indexed rate, and then their profit.
Yeah, it's probably not that far off from my line of credit.
Subject to adjustment. They make sure to tell you that they at any time can just change your interest rate.
Yep.
But I can't really decide what I want to do, and this isn't just like a talking point for the show. I literally am trying to figure out what I should do with it.
Dave, I mean,
you should
I'm
mint
not
a bunch of NFTs. You should hire an artist.
Now, I could probably launch an entire NFT for $1 million.
At least 4 people that I don't know that are on TikTok have said that the people making the real money on crypto right now are creating NFT projects.
And this is based on your knowledge of what people on TikTok have told you?
Yeah, this is my extensive research on TikTok.
That's amazing.
Wait, what did they say, Jordan?
The people that are making the most money on TikTok right now, and I could be wrong, this is what I've heard on TikTok, are the people that are creating NFT projects.
Yeah,
they hire the artists, they do all the work, whatever, and they put it together.
Like, should I buy Shiba Inu? Should I buy some of these should I buy just a little? Should I build my own little mutual fund of all the random coins?
No, you could buy some. Just spread it around, baby. Get some altcoins.
That's what I'm saying. If I had just done that, like.
The problem with Shiba Inu or whatever is that the market cap's too high to really capitalize on it right now, and so it's already done, right? Could you double your money from here? Yeah, probably, but is it going to be a 10x? I doubt it. The thing's not going to a cent. It's not going to $1.
No, it's not going to $1.
If you want to get into something early, find something early, and then if you want to get into something that you think is useful, get into Ethereum or Solana or something, or Ripple or something that you actually think is a useful project. I mean, that's what I would do, but.
I'm so upset here. It looks like maybe I set up a master key that I no longer have. I mean, what the hell?
For your off.
I could be. What if I'm screwed?
You're not screwed. There's a
can't-
way to recover it.
The
Remember when I
master
had
key?
to take a picture of myself holding my driver's license and a piece of paper saying that I am who I am, and with like some special word on it, and then email that to the Chinese government, and it was just a real disaster. But I finally got my Binance account unlocked.
I feel like I'm not going to be able to unlock this, but I'll keep trying. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to screw up our episode. Now I'm all obsessed with getting my.
Wait, you didn't get in? You don't remember the password?
No, and I don't have it on my password thing. It's super weird. I don't understand why I don't have it.
Did you try password as the password?
I'm not that bad.
Did you try the password you use for everything else?
I've seen some of your
Yes, I did.
passwords, and they are not.
Because I might
tried
go
that
log into
one.
your Kraken account right now.
Like Dave's like thinking of the password from like 8th grade, like 30 years ago that I still use sometimes. Oh my god.
You still use it on more than you would probably like to admit.
Oh well.
You know, I have gone through and I have changed every password to like a full-on random differentiated, just like SHA-256 hash that I paste in, and it's all managed through a password manager. It is so freeing. I know no passwords, and I know that if one gets broken, it doesn't affect the rest of my account. It's so freeing to do that.
Jordan, I tried the 1Password thing. It was so complex and
no. So you don't use 1Password. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell everybody on YouTube what I use, but I will tell you what I use, and it's amazing. Okay. I'll tell you.
Or
that
you could just use the one that's built into your iPhone and then syncs with iCloud.
So that's
I mean, that's secure. That's built in.
As long as you're all Apple, it hooks into every computer that you have, as long as you're using Safari, and then it hooks into all the apps on your phone, your iPad. It's amazing.
Yeah. And even if you use Chrome and you want to have your like Megan uses Chrome for some reason and has all of her passwords separately stored there, and whenever she changes a password, it's like she never knows where to look. But you can, like right in the settings of your Mac, you can go to they just call it passwords now in the most recent version, where it basically is like a 1Password. But
it's
really
great.
Stripped down.
Basically, you don't even need 1Password. And I even talked Adrian into doing it, and she's on board with it now too.
All right. Well, I want to know which one you're using.
And so she just uses like, when it suggests, strong password, she'll use that. And if not, I gave her a command line to use OpenSSL and a SHA-256.
Okay. Well, maybe I don't want to use the one that you're using. Opening a command line and shelling into my root server / dot doesn't really do anything for me.
No.
That's so Jordan.
All right. So if you want to know what I'm doing this weekend, I'll be spending the rest of the weekend trying to figure out how to get into Kraken to see how much sheep I own, dude. That is literally the rest of my... And by the way, I'm just going to be angry and just... I have, I think, 3 events this weekend. Tonight, we have a block party. You should come over for a block party, Dave.
Yeah, I'm coming over.
Are you coming over? Yeah,
when is that? Is that tomorrow? It's tonight?
Tonight. I think it's tonight.
And good. I have something to do tonight. I forgot.
Yeah, and I have a Halloween party
is that
tomorrow.
My old block, or is it only your block?
Just my block.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow I have a Halloween party that happens to be at the same exact time as the most important SMU game of the year. I'm so pissed. I'm going to be just at the party in a corner on my phone, I think, watching the SMU game.
Just put in your AirPod.
Wait, the University of Houston is the most important SMU game of the year?
So far, yeah, absolutely. It's our top. You know what?
They're not ranked, Houston, dude. They're not even ranked. You guys are full on ranked.
Jordan, Houston's favored to win.
How is that possible? They've got a loss and they're not ranked.
No, Houston's record is not representative of how good they are. They're really good this year.
They always actually have a really good coaching staff.
Yeah, and honestly, most people think that they'll beat SMU and then be ranked this week. So like, it's a big deal.
The biggest game of your season is not yet. It is when you play.
Not if we don't beat
Cincinnati.
Houston this week, Jordan.
Yeah.
Not if we don't beat Houston. That game won't even matter that much at that point. So it's like, anyway, and then Halloween on Sunday, which is always, it's always a whole thing in this neighborhood. So
yeah, I think I'm going with you on Sunday too.
So Dave, are you?
Yeah, what's the deal with Amazon, Dave?
I'm just mad at them. They are back to break even for the year. They're my largest single holding, and I have not made a single. I basically could have moved all that money into an interest-free checking account, and it would have done the exact same as sitting in Amazon stock. And then they have, and I also am mad at you, Chris, and you, Jordan, because you weren't smart enough to tell me, hey, by the way, supply chain issues could be a problem for Amazon. Oh, the fact that nobody is available to work might be a problem for Amazon.
For everybody, including Shopify, by the way, who came out and said that they're running into issues, dropped 7% and then recovered in the same day. Yeah. So why didn't Amazon do that? I mean,
because Amazon's too big and they spend so much money. They're just ramping up to spend money, and I'm just mad at them because
First of all,
They said all the things that we knew that they were going to say in earnings, but I didn't have the forethought to say, oh, maybe I should have some puts. Maybe this will go down enough that it would actually make my puts worth something. Maybe I should write some calls.
2%,
Amazon is trading where they were 2 days ago. What are you talking about? This is the chart.
75 on my screen. Who cares? Or
It's the 1 week chart. It's literally trading where it was 2 days ago. It's not even down. It's where it was 36 hours ago.
I thought it was going to be a big deal, but my account ended up perfectly flat today.
Oh, my account better been up huge today. Hold on. Amazon hurt, yes, but
Amazon hurt. Apple hurt. What else hurt?
This is the 1 year chart on Amazon.
Look at all that money you made.
And let me just put it in our normal colors here. Let me just add...
Okay, can I just say something? The options would not have made money. The stock, Amazon did not fall enough to cover the premiums, barely. So you would not have been better off buying put options, Dave. It would have been wasted money.
It fell enough immediately. But had I just moved all of my money into Bitcoin...
No,
instead
Dave,
of being up 5% for the year, which is where I'm sitting at Amazon. You see that Amazon line? It's 5%. Could have been up 60%.
Okay, let me just say this. Do you not think
if I had been in Crocs, I am in Crocs.
At some point, I don't know if it's a year or 3 or 4 years, Amazon is going to pop so hard and so big once we get through this little period, because they're still investing so insanely on infrastructure. They're, dealing coming out of COVID right now.
By the way,
you realize that AWS
if I had just sold all my Amazon and bought Shiba Inu, I would be up 800% right now.
It's not that type of stock, Dave, and you know you don't want to sell your Amazon.
That's why I don't want to sell it. I think of Amazon kind of like a checking account, right? I know the money will be there. Not FDIC insured, but it's, Bezos insured.
It's only like 5% of my account, so it doesn't bother me that much.
See, it bothers me a lot because it's a big, I don't even know what percentage it is now, but it's a lot.
But I don't have anything more than 5%. I don't have anything more than 5%. Except for cash.
We have to talk about the ice cream investing, because this has to happen.
I think we should talk about that as an episode. Don't you think?
Okay, but it has to be this weekend, though, because
Dave is not a good investor.
Paperwork has to be drafted up on Monday morning. So anyway, all right, we can talk about it on another episode. I guess.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about our investment in the ice cream company and how much we each want to contribute.
Yeah.
Because we have what? So, are we allowed to say? Are we allowed to say what allocation we have to this company?
Yeah. We can talk about it. I mean, we're funding the entire company, and we're pulling in a few strategics, and everybody that is investing in the company is essentially working for the company in some way, right? So which you guys will, I know. But I need to know it's a $1.6 million fundraising. We're investing $1.6 million in this ice cream venture. And we're going to talk about it in more detail when we can at a later date. But what I need to know today is how much money Jordan and Dave want to invest, because we have other investors and we're just carving out allocations, and I need to know what you are thinking.
Help me understand what this money is going to be used for.
Okay, that's a great question, because I actually just finished the spreadsheet for use of funds, and the use of funds are $43,000 for operational consulting, $145,000 for design, branding, and construction oversight, $10K, let's say, for visual merchandising. $360,000 needs to go into a letter of credit for the lease, for down deposit for the lease.
That makes sense.
$160,000 to mechanically prep the site with new HVAC and sprinkler enhancements for fire code and stuff like that. $900,000 for site build out, $200,000 for operational working capital, That brings us to 1.8 million. We're only raising 1.6, but we're likely to do a small raise at a higher, probably 2x valuation right before the store opens, when there's more meaningful things to look at. Like, we're going to have the deal that we can't discuss today. We're going to have that deal fully formalized, up and going.
What is our valuation on this current ice cream greater than Amazon?
4.3 post. So we're raising 1.6 million at a 4.3 million post money valuation. So roughly, what is that? Roughly almost a third. So the money is controlling about a third of the company, basically. So we're actually...
And the timeline for actually doing anything. Like, we already have this location. How long? Like, it's a year for that location to open, right?
No, the location is scheduled for late May opening. We are been working on a lease. We're going to sign a lease by next Wednesday. We already have the interior of the restaurant designed out. I could show it to you. We have the sketches. It's all designed. It's amazing. We already have equipment being sourced from the largest ice cream equipment company in the world that we're working a sponsorship deal with. We have everything is really moving pretty quickly. It's all happening. So the build out's going to start probably January. The actual physical build out of the store, it'd be like a 4.5 month build out. Between back of house, front of house. Then we have to staff it. You should definitely read. I have all the financial projections in detail to run the store, and what the cash flow will look like based on how many scoops we're serving.
How many scoops to break even on 4 million?
So
that was a legit question from our
live
chat.
Like, I think it's not. This is not the right number, but just ballpark $10 a scoop, and so there'd be 400,000 scoops.
It's not 10. It's like $6.50.
Right, but I mean, so like if you look at it from an order of magnitude perspective, you 6 rounds.
Yeah. So basically,
400,000.
No, let me explain. If we're averaging, if we need to average like
your cogs, you got
No, we need to average about 600 scoops a day, for break even. Roughly 600 to 650 scoops a day. I just want to frame that out for you.
And does this venture that we're talking about? Well, I was actually joking about how many scoops to break even. I don't think.
But I want you to know. I want you to know something, because it's a great question. So I was in LA, meeting with one of the largest ice cream places in LA out there, and I asked them. I just went in there and started interviewing them. I was like, how many scoops do you do during high season? And they say that they do up to 3,000 scoops a day during high season. And we have our high season.
Busy Bone doesn't understand this. He says scoops, not soft serve. So here's what you don't understand.
No soft serve.
Full on mix in, type, crazy.
This
scoops.
is a very
definitely scoops.
Yeah, we're not going to talk experience.
Yeah, we can't talk too much about how the ice cream is being prepared, other than saying it's never been done before. It's never been done before. It's a brand new style of serving ice cream in a way that's never been served like this before. It's never looked like this before.
Does this initial investment include any other ancillary revenue, any of the other product lines that we've been talking about?
Yeah. The entity is going to be over. This is in the holding company that owns all the other product lines. Yeah. So
can we get
the ice cream store is one. You can buy one. I mean, we don't have money to be thrown around.
You can't give me a T-shirt.
No. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll give you an NFT though. We'll give you an NFT. We'll give you a really cool picture of an ice cream. We're thinking about doing some NFTs. But honestly, like, I think we're modeling out, Dave, like 900 scoops a day during high season and 450 during low season, which is super conservative relative to other, what I would call flagship ice cream locations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're also going to have way higher, they don't do any merch sales. We're going to have, I think, massive merch sales too. So our average ticket costs will be way higher. But as you know, the flagship store is not why you're investing in this. You're investing in this for the venturable, scalable businesses that we're developing around the ice cream brand. That we can't really get into in the show right now, but we'll share with the audience later. But I need to know, listen, it's still at the end of the day a high risk, early stage ice cream shop revolving around a single point creator, right? And it's super high risk. and we are going to have to raise.
Have you done a background check on our single creator?
I spent so much. Yeah, I spent so much time with him the last few months. He's as good as it gets. Yeah, his background check is he's been working at an ice cream shop for 10 years. For those of y'all that don't know, we've been talking about this. It's Dylan LeMay. It's the ice cream kid from TikTok and YouTube now.
And YouTube now, yeah.
And YouTube.
He blew up on YouTube.
Yeah, he's still blowing up on YouTube. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. But he is probably one of the most genuine, nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. And what I'm realizing lately is that I didn't know is he's kind of really smart. Like I not that I didn't think he was smart, but he's like, when you start spending more time around him, like I'm starting to see that he's actually really insightful and really intelligent. So it's going to be an interesting venture. But I just need to know how much you want to put in, because we have to draw up the paperwork Monday morning.
I'll take as much as you can give me.
I mean, I'll give you whatever you want. I'm just like that, but I think like you don't want to put in you don't really want to put in $500,000. That's insane.
Yeah, I would do a third of what's available.
Oh my God, that's insane. Well, we won't actually have that much available.
I know we have some other. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so if you want to take a third of what's available, that would be more like $400K than $500K.
I'd like closer to $500K.
You really want that much? Oh my God! And Jordan, you're like at $100K. Is that the deal on you?
Yeah. So just figure out whatever you want to do and what we have coming in, and I'm between 1 and 200K, something like that.
Okay. All right. So Dave, let me just finalize all the other numbers from the other people.
Because I know you want a lot too. How much are you? Your target number that
you
that's
the
like
thing,
to have.
I wanted
Chris
$1 million.
Right?
I wanted $1 million, but
we haven't done the work. So Chris.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's okay. Like I wanted $1 million, but I can live with less. It's total. I don't care. I don't. All this money that I put in, if it makes money, is just going to the foundation. So it's
$500,000 of ice cream is greater than $500,000 of Amazon. That's Ricky told me that.
It just seems
in
super
real time.
Concentrated to me. Like it would make me.
No,
what makes me nervous is losing $500,000 of your money on something I'm so involved with. I don't want to do that. I don't want to like.
That's why this is just like a normal startup.
The way I think of it though is I haven't. Yeah, we've been not meeting with as many startup companies. I've made a couple of startup investments, but I haven't made my normal amounts that I have normally invested. And so I'm going to catch up and invest in this one.
That's a lot of catch up, dude. Wow. See, I'm nervous, or can you see? I'm nervous.
I can tell you how. Yeah, this makes you very uncomfortable.
I don't want to be that nervous, like with that much of a concentrated investor. That's the issue. Because like if no one's investing like a crazy amount of money, then I'm not that nervous. But like that's a lot of money to take.
Well, here's the question. So the question just came across on the scale of 1 to 10. It's from Mr. Superglibs, Gibbs. I don't know. So where is the conviction versus other VC investments? So this is a different style of investment, right? And so this isn't like a.
This is not really speculative.
It's not VC. Like there's nothing behind it other than, I mean, the fact that you're running so much of it is the factor that makes me nervous. Like literally.
Yeah,
because,
it would make me. It would make me nervous too.
Remember how you said you never want to operationally be involved in another startup ever again, and now you're.
I'm going to try to not be. By the way, that brings up a great subject. I wish we weren't like 2 hours into this show because I wanted everyone to hear this. Guys, we need to hire an operational lead for this venture, and it's not someone to work in the ice cream shop. We actually have a couple different venture businesses that we're working for this ice cream shop, and we need to hire an operational lead. Now, it's not going to be a crazy high-paying job, but it won't be ridiculously. It's not minimum wage either, right? But if you have someone in mind, or if you are the type of person that wants to move to New York, work with one of the greatest creators in the world, Dylan LeMay, and helping him build out his venture, you will be doing a lot of work in the ice cream shop, but a lot of it will be out of it as well. and you're, I guess, I don't want to say young enough because it's not about how young or old you are, but like in a place of life where you're willing to take a risk and you don't need a 6-figure salary because it's not a 6-figure salary, but you will get equity. You will get definitely meaningful equity in the company because you're going to be working your butt off for the next 3 or 4 years helping them build out this venture. You have to have some experience operationally in business, right? And to some extent, you have to have some operational experience. Maybe if you have early stage experience or there's some experience, right? Small business, early stage, please apply. We have a, shoot,
you have a place to apply?
Why don't you just email me, chris@dumbmoney.tv, if you're that operational person or if you have someone in mind, and just let me know. But I do have that thing. We have another role that we need to hire for. We're hiring a full-time videographer / producer, content producer for Dylan as well. So that is even a lower paying position, but super fun. You're literally going to be just traveling around with Dylan, doing crazy videos every day, editing, doing thumbnails, managing all of that content as we open up this huge venture next year. That I think Tejas is taking the lead on those applications. And sorry guys, I'll try to find an email here. I'll pull it up in a second because I do have an email for that. Why don't you guys talk for a minute while I find this?
I'm just thinking that we should probably also mention this in another show, that it's not buried an hour and 16 minutes into us randomly talking about stuff.
So bad.
Although the people who are getting this information is they're really dedicated. Jonathan, it is in New York City.
Yes.
Anyone who takes on the op manager becomes Chris's apprentice. No,
I will be working with you.
You will work with Chris directly, but not on a daily basis.
Okay, Dave. Can you do me a favor, Dave? Can you put this into the hold on.
Into the description.
Can you put this into the comments or the description right now? This is apply to be a video creative, an ice cream video creative, and this is not the operational role. This is the video content producer. And it tells you all about the role, what you'll be doing, all that good stuff. And we're closing applications December 1st. It tells you how to apply. Where is the... Oh, here it is. tejashullur@gmail.com. So TEJASHULLUR@gmail.com. In the subject line, put video creative app and your full name. A short introduction of who you are, less than 200 words, a portfolio of videos, thumbnails, and other assets you have worked on, and a resume of previous jobs and education. We need to hire that role immediately. Like in the next 4 weeks, we need to hire that person. So if you would please share that, and anyone you know that would be a great video content producer for this project, please apply. So, Dave,
and that link you sent me is I can't get it into the comments, but that link you sent me is just way too long to actually do anything with. But if you can
memorize that,
you can screenshot that, and actually there's a new feature in the latest version of iPhone that you can copy and paste text right out of a screenshot. So put that to good use. But that is the link.
Can you do that? Do you know how to do that?
Yeah. It's
Can you do that and put it in the comments?
I can't get to the comments right now. I won't let me. I can read them. I can add them to the screen, but I can't actually post to the comments from this screen.
Okay, so that email address that I just put in, email Tejas and myself on both the operational.
And we'll talk about this again because it's literally we're an hour and 20 minutes in. All right.
Yeah. Okay, but still.
So it's time to go.
Okay, so no, real quick. How can the DM community
I have to go to the bathroom. I've got to pee.
All right, one sec. How can the DM community invest in this? We are actively exploring doing a crowdfund round for this venture. It's something that we're exploring legally how to do it. And if we're able to pull it off, and I'm going to do everything in my power to pull this off, guys, we will do a crowdfund round in the next few months for this ice cream venture. And the Dumb Money community, I promise you, along with Dylan's community, will be the very first people to know about it. Okay, I will definitely let you guys know ASAP. Also, yes, I think there will be an ice cream NFT project coming here at some point down the road too. But I don't want to get too far down the road with that. There will be an ice cream project, NFT project. But yeah, guys, this is a super exciting creator-led venture that I think has the ability to be absolutely massive. We're trying to build the world's most connected community brand with Dylan, and we have so many big plans for this ice cream. I mean, who doesn't like ice cream, right? And by the way, we have some amazing investors that are coming in that are highly strategic to the ice cream world and the creator world as well. So just some really great people. I can't wait to tell you guys more about it. But please email us if you have any leads to operational prospects or content producer prospects.
I wonder, you know, meet Kevin when he was running for governor, he hired some content people. I wonder if he has any people who he doesn't need right now.
Maybe. I'll check with him. All right, so that was a lot, guys. We talked about the metaverse. We talked about crypto.
This
Amazon.
is what our shows used to. This is why we do more concentrated, topic-focused shows now, because this is what happens when we don't do that. And we really do appreciate 620 people sticking around until, I'm not even going to say it's the very end, because I'm sure we'll go on for another 30 minutes.
Do you know what I just realized, Dave? We never got our happy hour drink. We did this whole episode, and Jordan was smart.
Oh, I've got one.
Jordan was smart to get his drink during our first episode, Save the Seas, which is how to make money while saving the oceans for Mr. Beast. Save the Seas.
I only have sparkling water.
Yeah, I
Is
just
that
got
water? You buy. This is that watermelon lime water. Yeah, it's good.
Well, I've got a nice Oktoberfest.
Well, your internet must be drunk too. It just totally went out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm full on hardwired. I don't know what's going on.
Yes, I did wash my hands. I missed the chill and chat. So this is what we like to do. On Fridays, we generally don't have as much going on. We can just hang out with you guys. You guys are awesome.
Wait, Dave. Wait, I want to get my dog. I want to show my dog, my new dog.
Oh, yes. So Chris got a new dog that came over the other day, and Chimichanga was very aggressive because his puppy was hyperactive. But not like aggressive, but like she was like barking and then got scared and then jumped into my arms. Why ice cream and not Tesla? Well, no, I'm already very heavily in Tesla. That's probably it keeps going up. It's probably my second biggest holding now, behind Amazon, which eventually Amazon's going to catch up.
Maybe not.
I mean,
never know.
Tesla will flippening my Amazon at some point. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you never know. It totally could. It could flipping.
So
Leon wants to know when Dave and I are joining an NFT mint. Nervous about doing that.
Didn't I minted a Dogecoin? No, I didn't. Not a Dogecoin. What was that Dogecoin bit $2?
Well, no, he's talking about joining a mint in progress, where like you can.
Yeah, actually minting one.
So you could like bid to be a minter.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
I think you have to. It's like a lottery,
Can
right?
you see on the screen?
Like you have to be chosen.
Can you see?
Oh,
look
who's there, Jimmy? Look, Jimmy.
They
Jimmy.
really don't know how to look at screens.
Oh, you guys have small dogs.
Well, this one's getting big.
Look, it's right there.
It's a puppy.
There. Look on that screen. Can you see it on that screen?
Look. There's Jimmy. There's Jimmy.
This is what our Zoom calls would have resorted to too. Oh, look at that. Do you see him?
There's Jimmy. Oh.
I think Jordan went to go get a dog too. Crypto Daves, yes, Crypto Daves I did mint, and they are on fire.
Oh my gosh.
That's
look at that.
Awesome.
Look at that. She is.
Look at that.
She's a good girl. She's a good peaches.
Yeah. Look at that.
Okay, first of all, if you were to guess which of these three dogs would be named Peaches, It would not be the black
This
lab.
is Dakota. This is Dakota.
You're talking about Peaches.
Chimmy, Dakota, and Peaches.
Yeah.
This show has really gone to the dogs.
Good girl.
Do you know what I found out? We're going to be out of town Thanksgiving. We're leaving Chimmy at home with my sister, and we're going to miss the dog show. We've watched it together every year. I'm going to be.
Have you? You watch it?
Oh yeah, the National Dog Show.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I watched a little bit of it. I never really watched the whole thing.
Good girl.
We got to talk about Bark.
And all three of us have dogs, and none of us have actually signed up for BarkBox.
No, we're Chewy customers. In fact, I'm probably a Chewy customer for life because when we had we rescue labs, and our last lab passed, and we sent in to pause the subscription, and they sent like a personalized letter and all this stuff just to give condolences. I thought that was a really nice touch.
They sent Chimmy got a birthday card from Chewy.
Yeah, they do. They're great.
Yeah. Although they were out of stock due to supply chain issues of her food, and so I did have to buy the food from Amazon, which is interesting. That I think it's the same price.
Yeah.
Are you gonna bring Chimmy over tonight for the block party, or is that too much chaos?
Oh, I'll bring her. Yeah, she's chill.
Okay.
Until Dakota starts running around and like jumping on her, and then.
Would you call Dakota the tornado?
Yeah, she was a complete tornado.
She's a puppy. She gets excited when she sees her friends.
And she looks very chill right now.
She is. I've never seen her this chill, actually. I think
it doesn't
she's
get
in a new room.
more chill than. I mean, Chimmy literally will sleep on this table. Like, I can leave her on this table and she'll just sleep. She doesn't have a care in the world.
Yeah, Peaches is chill until it's time to go for a stroll. I can't say
I think
the W
Peaches
word.
is speaking.
No,
Dakota's
that's Dakota. That's Dakota. Uh-oh.
That is a golden doodle, right?
Yeah. It's a little more golden than doodle, but uh-oh. Yeah, she's about had her amount of still time. So,
Peaches hears the little growls, and she's just over there wagging.
Yeah. All right, I think that's a sign.
I think that's
probably
it.
wrap this thing up. All right, guys, we'll be back. We'll be back next week.
If you haven't watched my video, go to Hey There Dave here and watch that, and hit the like button, and I'll give $1 to the Team C's organization. Thanks to Team C's for the merch.
Yeah, also, please like this episode before you leave today. Just hit that thumbs up. We'd really
I
appreciate
assume that
it.
everyone who's still here after an hour and a half, they've clearly liked the video.
And no, Matt, I really do not use price or PE or anything like that on Pure Social Arbs. Sometimes I'll casually mention price only because it's related to some information that moved the price, but price alone I don't place value on. I do look at price because usually price is related to information. So if I see a price move, I'll try to find the information that moved the price to see if that was what I was trading or not. We really appreciate it, guys. And hey.
And that was going on in my front yard, and that is why Chimmy had to retreat and jump into my arms.
All right, I'm retreating now. Later, guys.
We're Dumb Money. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.